we looked at some of the benefits. So what are the elements that you would look for in a franchise? So one of them is you're buying into an operating system. Your location, your territories and premises is really important. So what is your goal? Are you always going to be shopping centers or street corners, et cetera, et cetera? This makes or breaks many businesses and franchises. Do you have any brand exclusivity or intellectual property that you can offer the franchisee? You should be proficient at licensing, renewals, making sure there are termination terms. You should have a structure for your fees and payments. You should have a program in place for training and support. You should be able to help franchisees source equipment and supplies so that it's a benefit to them, not so that you're making extra money off them. And you should have the right people from an administrative perspective for marketing and promotions that will best help you, meet your goals and make sure you're taking into account as much of the franchisee as possible. And you probably want to be the one that puts together the franchise and franchisee legal obligation. You wouldn't want to leave it up to the franchisee. So the franchise should draft, usually, they would draft a disclosure document that would give the disclosed information to the franchisee on, the success, the financial aspects of the business. They would have a franchise agreement in place where the terms would be clearly stated, the duties and the rights of both parties would be clear, and who actually owns intellectual property rights. That's a very important one to be clear as well. And a franchise operations manual. I mean, you can see some of these things, they get quite big. The franchise agreement, if you look at that one, is an arrangement where the franchisor licenses the franchisee in exchange for fee, right? So the goal of franchisees is to really exploit the system that's been developed by the franchisor. Intellectual property rights. So they can include the trademark, the trade names and logos, any patents, designs, inventions, or copyrights. One of my favorite things is, if any of you have been to Burger Fuel, they have this very cool burger holder. So it's just this piece of cardboard that you fold up, and it seems to hold the burger better than anything else. And that's actually their own patent. And even though they could make a lot of money releasing that patent or selling that product to other franchises like McDonald's, etc., they've decided to hold on to it. You'd want to have business facts and knowledge in your area, and you'd want to make sure, and intellectual property rights would also include marketing and promotional materials. If we look at a franchise agreement, we can break it down into 5 different areas. So one is the financial terms, then location terms. So, where are you allowed to operate? Sometimes people will get an agreement for just one store in a very specific area, but other times, and this used to happen in the Middle East a lot, where you would be in the US somewhere and you'd say to someone, I want your franchise for the UAE or the Middle East, and they didn't even know where it was, and they just signed the contract and they gave you the rights for the whole region. So location terms are quite important. So it can be a geography or a shopping center where you could have the exclusive rights to open that shopping center. You could have maybe 2 stores on 2 different levels, for example. The supplier terms for the building equipment. So they should also be helping out with the insurance plans. Operating practices and terms. So these are the policies that really make up the crux of the franchise agreement. And what are the rules and regulations for termination and renewal? So especially at that time when you're really excited to get into it and become a franchisee, you need to look at what's your possible exit strategy or exit plan. What happens if things don't go well? What happens if in the first or second year you're not making a profit. You know, what are your rights to exit? What are your rights to sell to someone else or to transfer? You know, all of those things are things that you need to look at. Always look at the positive and the negative aspects of it.